Don't let Uber and Lyft take you for a ride. This comes from the Wall Street Journal. It's about a day old by now. By a Stephen Wilmot. Stephen Wilmot. Now, I kind of glimpsed through this article, but I'm going to read it out here because something tells me this is going to be good. I saw IPO in here, and I'm like, all right. Let's see what we can't learn from this one. All right. It's probably about time for your favorite ride-hailing app to raise prices. Oh, that's an interesting way to start. All right. It's probably about time for them to raise prices. Okay. All right. Both Uber Technologies and Lyft are expected to go public in 2019 after years of explosive growth that has laid waste to the traditional taxi industry. In time, they could also upend the current model of car ownership. Nah, I don't think they're going to be able to do that, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. That's the pitch they'll be making. Anyway, investors can expect the hype around both to accelerate as they move closer to their initial public offering in the weeks and months ahead. Uber's most recent funding round in August valued it at $72 billion. Keep that in mind for later. But its bankers have floated the idea of an IPO at up to $120 billion. Based off what metrics? Where are they? What logics are they tying that to? Either one of those numbers. Anyway, Lyft, its smaller rival, was valued at just over $15 billion last June. Uber's pitch will also likely focus on its global, diversified platform. Its rivals are mainly local players, and Uber is using its strong brand to grow quickly in the adjacent areas such as food delivery and bike sharing. Yeah, that's a way to stay strong. Spread yourself out in a whole bunch of crap that really you probably shouldn't even be in. Remember, people, intensity beats extensity every time. Robert Greene. Anyway, Lyft's pitch may be the opposite, and it offers focused exposure to North American ride-hailing, which might be better. But I have my own thoughts on Lyft, especially considering the falling out we had, essentially. It is also growing faster, in part by taking market share from Uber. Okay, that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that Lyft is cheaper, which is quite interesting. I've been hearing from some riders that Lyft is cheaper, and I've heard from some drivers that Lyft pays slightly more. But whatever. For both companies, the elephant in the room is their inability to turn a profit. Boom! There you go. Which brings me. Remember when I said, I'm glad they finally brought that up. Remember when I said keep that in mind for later? Valued at $72 billion in August. Valued it at most recent Uber funding round in August. Valued it at $72 billion. But bankers have floated the idea of an IPO at up to $120 billion from a company that, from what it says, quote, for both companies, Uber and Lyft, the elephant in the room is their inability to turn a profit. How are you valued at anything if you can't turn a profit? You are leave you to your own devices and leave you on the trajectory that you're going now. If you can't turn a profit, and it doesn't say anywhere here that you're breaking even. I guess breaking even is better than negative, but it's like, okay, why the hell are we here? We're not going anywhere. So let's not breaking even from what I don't see. I don't see it here. You're not turning a profit. The only thing, if it's not profit or breaking even, is loss. And left on that trajectory, you are due to go out of business. So how the hell are you valued at anything when you're not even bringing back 1 cent profit? You are not making a profit. Even 1 cent is a profit, and apparently you're not making that. Okay. Uber lost 1.07 billion with a B. That's B now. Billion on revenue of 2.95 billion in the quarter through September. While Lyft lost 254 million, that's M, on revenue of 563 million. While negative margins are hardly a rarity in Silicon Valley, companies typically are expected to show a sustainable business model before they seek public capital. I wonder why. Uber will likely point out that it is profitable in markets where it has a dominant position. First of all, they'd probably be profitable if they weren't. There's too much stuff to list out there. Maybe we'll list it later. Uber will likely point out that it is profitable in markets where it has a dominant position, stripping out head office costs, in addition to other costs. Uber in Australia and New Zealand report a margin equivalent to 16% of booking in the fourth quarter of 2017, according to documentation for its $2 billion bond issue last year. In Europe, the margin was 13.5%, and in Latin America, 10.3%. If Uber is on a path to achieving such numbers elsewhere, investors can look forward to a gradual narrowing of losses. Something tells me they're not going to want a gradual narrowing of losses. They're not going to want to invest money knowing full well they're about to lose some or a lot. And this gradual, is it a fast gradual? It is a slow gradual? What is it? How long until I start getting more money out for the money I put in, right? Preferably 150% more, if not a full 200% more, or several times, who knows. Whether this scenario is realistic depends. No, it's not. Whether this scenario is realistic depends, above all, on the U.S., where both companies currently appear to subsidize. There we go. Now this is going to get good. Currently appear to subsidize rides in a brutal battle for market share. What could make them kick the habit? Okay. They subsidize rides. That's interesting. Where they subsidize rides. Okay, before I continue, let me just explain a little something to you people here. Subway. We all know Subway. Eat Fresh with Jared. Formerly Jared, I guess, messing with the kids. Now he's getting his footlongs in jail. No, he didn't see any jail time, I don't think. But you all know, Subway, Eat Fresh, right? $5 footlongs. Do some research on those $5 footlongs. Those things were not intended to be as they are right now, where they essentially cannot get rid of that shit because that is mainly what's bringing people in here. Those $5 footlongs that are different on each day, or the special of the day. Well, there's the special of the day, but there's the $5 footlongs, right? And it's not like they're here just for a limited time. They might have said that initially, but that's not the case. They're here seemingly permanently now, right? They are losing so much money on that shit. I guarantee you, do any kind of research, I guarantee you, I don't need to do any research, I guarantee you, and I'm willing to bet any amount of money that they are losing money on those $5 footlongs. Yet what? They cannot raise the prices, because then the idea that they had of even bringing that thing in there, be it a loss leader or whatever, is going to go away. They're going to lose so much business in addition to the money they're already losing with those $5 footlongs. What the hell does that have to do with here? Same thing here. Uber and Lyft, and I guess just ride sharing in general, but I mean, hell, who else? Via, okay, and all the other sub ones, even less smaller than them. Uber and Lyft, they have so spoiled people, especially Uber as far as I know, but Uber and Lyft has so spoiled people into getting these free rides. These free rides, right? Essentially free, damn near free. That if they go and raise the rates to what is proper to turn a profit and keep up expenses, whatever the hell expenses they have, considering who gets the brunt of the expenses, especially when it comes to the main bread and butter of Uber and Lyft, which is the ride sharing. It's not going to work. They're literally going to go out of business overnight. You might try to turn on the app and realize the app doesn't work anymore. And you're not banned, you're not deactivated, the app just doesn't work because they're just out of business. Did nobody think to ask, how in the hell is it that the cab companies had to charge so much, but yet these people can come here and charge so little? And those cab companies wouldn't have been outed by, I don't know, whistleblowers or by people digging into their shit and doing analysis of their stuff? You know? Nobody thought to ask that? There's a reason why the traditional cab companies charge so much for their rides. There's a reason for that. Right? And it's not because the cab drivers were just getting on the Forbes fucking list being a cab driver, right? For any amount of time. There's a lot of costs that go into it. And I don't mean to go off, and I'm actually not going off. It all ties into this, so it's not really a diversion or digressing or whatever the hell. As somebody who's done Uber for over 3 years now in DC, yeah. First of all, if you want to teach anybody about business, make them go do Uber and make them have to survive on just that. Like, that's what pays your rent, gas, food, maintenance, car insurance, everything, right? Plus you can't afford to fix it yourself. You can't afford to take it to a mechanic every single time something needs doing, be it a simple oil change or an alignment. So you need to go learn and do it yourself. Trust me, you find ways. You find ways to cut costs. You find out. In fact, just today, I'll show it to you right now. Stay with me. This all ties in. Is this it? Yeah. This is from Advanced Auto Parts. All right. Make sure there's nothing that identifies, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, right here. From Advanced Auto Parts. I don't know if y'all can see that. But I just went and got, I need new spark plugs for my car. I just went and got 4 NGK laser iridium plugs for my 2012 Mazda 6, the 4-cylinder. Regular price for those things are $52.76. And with discounts from Retail Me Not and the Speed Perks I have, Speed Perks I think was minus $20, and then some discount gave me 20 or no 30% off, whatever. Point is, the discounts came to $32.29, plus taxes $1.23. So I paid $21.70 for some stuff that was originally $52.76. Shit like that. And again, for anybody who doesn't believe me, there you go. I don't know if this thing is gonna... Whatever. Anyway. Point is, you you get to when you're running your own business like that, and you have all the costs, all the liabilities of a business, but few, if any, of the benefits of being your own boss and having your own business. Yeah, you find ways to cut costs as much as possible, right? And in the case of me, I like to get the highest quality first, and then find the absolute cheapest way to get that highest quality, as close to free as possible. So, bringing it all back to this, there is a lot of expenses in this thing. This is why I don't believe in that driverless car bullshit, because, it's like, who the hell owns it? This driverless car thing that Uber and Lyft and everybody's trying to get to, who the hell owns it? Uber and Lyft are what they are right now because shoulders the vast majority of the expenses. Okay? I have put well over 130,000 miles in the past 3 years, well over 130,000 miles on my car. And I'm surprised nothing has happened. Well, no, I'm not surprised. I do exhaustive overkill maintenance, right? Just today, also, I went and got an alignment. So I overkill on the maintenance. So I'm not surprised that I was able to do that. And my car is still fine. No problems, no check engine lights, no nothing. However, all of those are my expenses, right? Uber didn't help with any of that. So that's why I don't believe in this driverless car thing, because they are going to have to finally take the burden of maintaining those fucking cars. And guess what's going to happen? You can't stiff the riders. Why? Because there are, the drivers. Why? There are no drivers. Driverless cars. So guess who's going to take that fucking brunt? Yeah, the only people left. Because Uber's going to make their money. I guess, although they're losing money, so I guess maybe they're not going to make their money. But trust me, when they need to start being beholden to shareholders and investors, they're going to make their fucking money. And there's only one person left. They got rid of the drivers. There's only the riders. So, bringing it back to the very top, it's probably about time for your favorite ride-hailing app to raise prices. Yeah. It's yeah, somebody's gonna pay for this shit. Right? Oh my god. And nobody saw this, all people saw. I remember when I was driving there and there was this Asian people, this Asian group of girls that I guess they were from out of town or maybe overseas something, and they're like, "Oh my, I love Uber. It's so cheap and the cars are so nice." Like, yeah, it's It just falls out of nowhere. It just falls fresh out the sky. Like it's just can be like this, and everybody's happy. There's no internal blood and guts that needs to be tended to, maintained, lubricated, cleaned. Nope, it's just all flashy, everybody's happy, and everybody's making mad money, and you all are paying nothing. I'm getting rich, Uber's getting rich, everybody's getting rich, and you pay nothing, and that's how it is for everybody. Yeah, it's great, it's awesome. Anyway. I have a feeling that the reason why the cab companies the reason why they're fighting is because it's going to be suspicious if they're just taking death like that just on their own and they're not giving any kind of resistance. Anything that wants to die, that wants to live, is going to fight to live when something else tries to kill it. Okay? But something tells me the reason why they're probably not fighting anywhere near as much as they need to is because they know good and goddamn well that the way ride sharing is going right now is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Okay, you are eventually going to run out of people to do this, and again, you want to go to self-driving cars. First of all, that technology, I can tell you right now, as a computer technology IT nerd, that shit is nowhere near ready. Right? Because I can tell you all the link of some company in China, some car company that's supposed to compete with Tesla. They just tried one of those self-driving cars thing, and the thing shut off in the middle of fucking traffic because it's doing some sort of over-the-air update. I'll try to have the link of that in the more info panel. So that shit's not anywhere near, no. Okay, and then again, as I said, who's going to cover the cost of this thing now that you no longer have the drivers to take the money from? Okay. What are you gonna do? Anyway, let's keep going. The conventional solution would be a merger, which already has happened in many ride-hailing markets. Uber sold out to Didi Chuxing. 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 Okay. Chuxing, in China, and Yandex, which I thought Yandex was a web host, and Yandex in Russia, and Grab in Southeast Asia. In each case, in exchange for a minority stake in the combined operation. This can transform the industry's gruesome economics. Yandex's ride-hailing margin was negative 14% in the third quarter of 2018, compared to negative 275% in the same quarter in 2017, before the Uber deal. However, a merger... what is this thing doing? There we go. My mistake. However, a merger doesn't look feasible in the U.S. Previous talks between Uber and Lyft broke down because of antitrust concerns and the monopolistic position of many Silicon Valley companies is growing more controversial. That leaves the hope that the companies wind down subsidies independently. Paul Hudson, founder of Glade Brook Capital and an investor in both companies, thinks the IPO will be the catalyst for more rational competitive behavior in the U.S. Yeah, translated that means more sensible, more traditional, more proven, more logical, more sustainable. Behavior, right? Not subsidizing rides, which obviously means that people wouldn't, that if you put it at the price to where drivers are making a decent profit, a sustainable profit, you're making a profit, that you would essentially be no different from the cab companies in price. The only thing that you would have an edge over them on is you might, if you can get the drivers to do what I do. You all have seen my video of how well I keep my car, right? Got the monthly membership car wash, full wash and cleaning inside and out, once a day, every day for an entire month, one price, right? If you can get all of your drivers to do that, and then have these nice mass atomization of ride shares of drivers, fine. But short of that, that's the only plus you have. That, oh well, the cars we use or our partners use are much better than the standard issue. Well, they don't use Crown Vics anymore. What is it? Not Crown Vics. Well, I guess they have different cars now. I've seen Priuses, I've seen Camrys, I've seen other things. Fine. Okay. Which means I guess they don't have that. No, they don't. They stopped using just standard issue Crown Vic. They have Prius cabs now. I've seen Charger cabs now. I've seen various cars that are also that have the full cab outfit, taxi outfit. So no, they can't. They don't have that. They would cease to exist. It's that simple. They wouldn't have nothing over the cab companies. More rational competitive behavior in the US, as well as further mergers overseas. Unlike many Silicon Valley giants, neither Uber nor Lyft are controlled by founder shareholders with special voting rights. So outside investors should be able to control strategy after the IPO. Just as I said earlier, they're not beholden to shareholders, so that's why they're able to do stupid shit or unreasonable or too good to be true shit. How the hell am I getting this car for just $20? I'm going from Key West up to Maine. All for just $20? Wow. How is that possible? Stable duopolies have emerged in mature markets such as payments dominated by Visa and MasterCard. The risk for investors considering an investment in Uber or Lyft is that this benign scenario takes a long time to play out in a faster moving industry. In food delivery, which has much in common with ride hailing, Delivery Hero and Takeaway.com were public companies for roughly 18 and 26 months respectively before they agreed in December to the investor-friendly option of merging their heavily loss-making German operations. This seems a long time for investors to wait out a price war, and without the merger option, resolution may be more elusive. Capital markets have a ready answer to the risk that Uber and Lyft squander. Capital markets have a ready answer to the risk that Uber and Lyft squander money for longer than hoped. A lowball valuation. Translated, that means value them at what they're actually worth versus trying to make them seem more than. Okay? Put them at what they're actually worth. Okay, which is nowhere near the millions or billions or trillions, whatever the hell they were asking. Investors could do well from the ride-hailing IPOs, but it will depend on keeping initial expectations low enough that the companies have a good chance of exceeding them. Get a cheap fare, and it matters less if the driver takes you for a ride. Don't like that last part. It makes it seem like the driver has any control in this. Okay, if I had control in this, I would still be doing Uber because I'd be getting paid. I'd be taking home, after everybody else gets their pound of flesh, I'd be taking home $1 per mile and 25 cents per minute. So, well, oh my God, where are you getting those numbers from? Those are my fucking numbers, all right? Those are my numbers. That is what I am charging for my time and energy, my car, my finite time and energy, my finite life, my finite car. Yeah. And to keep up the maintenance, to keep up the cleanliness and all that stuff, to have your nice classical music, to upgrade my fucking speaker system so that I have HD stations so the classical doesn't break out if I ever happen to be in Baltimore or somewhere. No, it's nice, crisp, clear classical music for your ass to enjoy. Yeah, all that shit, this is what I want to charge. This is the price I want to pay. If you don't like it, go find this quality elsewhere. Good luck with that. Considering the amount of fucking complaints I've had from people, and then other people that are like, oh my God, it's so clean in here. Oh, one fucking engineer or scientist dude is like, this car is cleaner than my lab. I'm like, okay. Are you studying germs or bacteria from garbage or something? Because I think your lab should be sterile. You know, yeah, you want quality, you're going to have to pay for it. And that's what this article is saying, that you're going to have to start paying pretty soon. You people who enjoy taking Uber for a ride, as a rider, you're going to have to start paying for it if this shit's going to be the least bit profitable. No matter how you want to slice it. You get self-driving cars. Let's hope those things don't get hacked. You don't want to keep burning through drivers, because that self-driving car bullshit has its own problems, chief amongst which, at least in the immediate term, is that those things are nowhere near ready, despite what they want to claim to the contrary. Just so much stuff. But here you go. Uber and Lyft and all of them are going to have to either raise prices, because they can't, especially when they're going to start asking for other people's money, they can't be giving away rides like this. They're losing drivers, right? They're losing drivers, and I don't know how you're going to. When I checked the prices last in the DC metro area, the base rate for Uber X, I don't even know what pool is, but Uber X was what? It was 80 or 89 cents base rate, 60 cents per mile, and I believe 20 cents or 20 or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that. Okay? And I remember when I started, the base rate was $1 something, and it was like 90 something cents a mile, and like probably in the 20s again as far as per minute. Right? Well, that was 3 years ago. So, yeah. What this article is saying is that Uber is going to have to start raising prices, because it is not sustainable to be giving away rides to get more people, not pay your drivers anything. So why are they still driving? Because that's all they have. There's no shortage of people where that's all they have. And for whatever odd reason, the repairs have not hit them yet. Repairs have not hit them, or maybe they have somebody who can do the repairs for them, or maybe they do them themselves. But from a lot of the people that I've seen driving, that I see waiting at that airport, those airport lots that I see just driving around, let's just say those people don't look. You don't get the sense that they know how to change some more, that they know how to turn a wrench. So no, that's not it. Anyway. Your thoughts on this. I particularly want to hear from driver. No. I want to hear from riders too. Like when the $5 footlongs are no longer here in the form of cheap ass rides for going anywhere. Are you still going to take them, or are you going to go back to the cabs, or perhaps go get yourself a car or something? You know? I want to hear from you all. What are your thoughts on this? Anyway, I got some spark plugs to put in, so later.